Okie dokie. To begin with, let's make a wee start. So you're going to start sitting. If you know that you are a little bit tighter in your hips and you've got something to sit on, you could sit on a pillow, you could sit on a yoga block, just something that will bring your hips up a little bit. If you feel especially sensitive around your lower back and you feel like you're collapsing in your back, you can actually start taking your lower back and your shoulders against the wall so you've got really good support posturally to start the session. This is really useful because I tend to start my classes off sitting, doing the deep breathing part, some of the explanation, and then sort of lateral movements. So if you need to do that, do that. I want to welcome all of you to the class. So the class is sponsored by AVA Berries, thus this giant thing of strawberries here and me also looking like a strawberry. I thought I'd wear my big pink outfit just for you. With what we're doing today, we've got a beginner's class. So if you feel any time that you are pushing a little too far, my best advice is to simply dial it back a little bit and work in a way that feels really good for you. Don't worry about keeping up. This class is recorded so you can do it anytime afterwards. The recording has only got me in it, it doesn't have you in it, so don't worry about those aspects. So in your sitting position, get the feet so they're closer to the knees. If being seated and upright is bothersome for you just now and you're not going to the wall, you could lay down for this part and making sure that you are listening or can see the screen easily enough to do some of the movements that we're going to be doing. In your sitting position, use your arms to help lift your rib cage up and draw your shoulders down away from your ears. In your sitting position, watching out for a move that I call the overachiever, which is when the chest is pulled so far forward so you're super keen to be at your yoga class. Instead, sit back a little bit. So feeling for the shoulders stacked above the pelvis and the head stacked atop the shoulders. Close your eyes and start to deepen your breath. So for this part, if you are looking at the screen, go ahead and close your eyes. You won't miss anything. There's nothing happening visually that you need to see. But get your breathing happening in a more conscious and deliberate way. Aiming to do an inhale for roughly a count of 5 and then exhale for a count of 6. And for those of you that are new, this is usually the first observation of beginners doing yoga for the first time is the deep breathing thing. It will take some time before that feels normalized, but we can certainly work with that. So today, if it is your first time doing yoga, or even if you've just arrived on your mat and you're not 100% sure what to expect, I want you to take that expectation of what you are thinking the class will be and actually bring it down so that you allow yourself to be surprised yet inquisitive. So you're moving from a place without judgment and allowing yourself to experience what is happening. The aim today with what we're doing is everything should be building your posture so that even something as simple as sitting upright feels steadier and easier to do. So first part of that, blink your eyes open. Take a deep breath in, lifting the chest. If you're laying down, come up towards seated. Exhale to relax your left ear towards your left shoulder. So aiming to feel a stretch coming into the right side of the neck. In the poses that we're doing in this class, the aim is to work with your neck in this relaxed state rather than turning to look up at the ceiling. Some schools of yoga do a practice of drishti where they look at the hand or in the distance. In the style that I teach, forest yoga, we don't really do that. The aim is to keep the neck pretty soft. Take your left hand onto the right side of your neck and begin to feel for the areas that feel either tense or maybe a little bit achy. So if, like me, you've been spending more time in front of a screen, which I guess we're doing right now, but this is different. If you've been spending more time in front of a screen, you might find that all of these muscles around your neck that try to keep your head up all day long have been working really hard for the last little while. Now take that left hand onto the side of your head and then lift your head up. Change the cross in your legs Take a deep breath in. Exhale, relax your right ear towards your right shoulder. Bring the right hand up onto that right side of the neck, left side of the neck, and begin to draw down on the tissue. So you're almost sticking your fingers in like little hooks and then pulling down towards your collarbone. And you're simply exploring this area to feel where is tight, how it feels, and perhaps using that to inform how you are going to move for the remainder of the class. Maybe with some more awareness and sensitivity for the neck. That would be a good shout. Take that right hand onto the side of your head and then lift your head up. Bring your left elbow up so your left elbow is in line with your shoulder. Just showing you side on quickly. So you want to make sure the elbow is in front of your shoulder, arm is bent 90 degrees, and take your right hand onto the inside of the elbow. So you're not on your forearm, you're definitely on your elbow bones. And instead of cupping the front, go straight to the inside, so it's like a high five that missed. Take a deep breath in, lift the chest up. Exhale, draw your left shoulder blade back, shoulder blade down. Inhale, reach the elbow forwards in space. So you're thinking that forearm is traveling forwards, but not inwards. Exhale, squeeze your elbow in against your hand and push your hand against your elbow. So it's an inward action with a combined action of pressing with your palm. You should feel the muscles around your underarm firing up, your chest muscles firing up. Take a deep breath in, straighten that forearm up. Exhale, draw your left shoulder blade back and down, maintaining the pressure. Inhale, reach the elbow forwards. Exhale, increase the pressure, but then begin to rotate the arm out to the side a little bit more, perhaps getting it, without going into your wrist. Inhale to relax your arm. Now you'll probably feel a lot of sort of burning around that shoulder. And I want you, if you're new, I want you to, if you can see the other people on your screen, know that almost everybody is doing this. It is not just you. It is everybody, regardless of how experienced they are. Change the cross of your legs another time and bring your right elbow up. So right elbow is in line with the shoulder. This movement that we're doing in the shoulder blade, we will be using this concept throughout the class. We're just unpacking it just now. Take the left hand to the inside of your right elbow. Not a huge amount of pressure just now. Exhale, draw your shoulder blade back, shoulder blade down. Inhale, reach that right elbow forwards in space. So you're getting that active spread of that right shoulder blade. Exhale, squeeze your elbow in against your hand, push your hand against your elbow, firing up your chest muscles and getting the underarms working. Take another deep breath. Maintain the pressure. Exhale, push elbow to hand, hand into elbow. Draw that right shoulder back, shoulder blade down. Inhale, reach the elbow forwards, and then begin to rotate that right arm out to the right a little bit more. So you're not leaning your ribs. The aim is to get this through your shoulder. My rotator cuff injured people, you can do this slightly less. Inhale to relax your arm down. So it should feel tiring and roasty toasty in that shoulder. Now, what that was doing is the difference between my elbow pointing to the side of the room and the shoulder blade being drawn towards my spine and spinning the elbow forwards, moving the shoulder blade more to the outside. So there's now space between the shoulder blade. The shoulder blade is actually here now rather than back here. And this isn't allowing me to engage the muscles here so that in the next pose where we're working side bends, you're able to recruit the muscles to create a much bigger and more active lift in the side bend. So my low back injured people, this should feel useful as a way to not just be in a pose and hope that things will happen, but you're actually becoming fully accountable for how you can engage with the pose and work and navigate its depth safely. So either stay with cross-legged, or for some variety for your hips, bring the soles of the feet together into Baddha Konasana. If this feels tough on your hips or you feel like your pelvis is spilling backwards, then feel free to switch it to cross-legged. It's more important that you're able to sit upright for this. Take your left hand out to the left about 1.5 feet. Inhale, bring the right arm up, palm faces forwards. Exhale, wrap that right shoulder blade forwards. You're thinking the elbow is spinning forwards via your shoulder blade. Flatten the left palm and lean to the left. Press down through the right side of your pelvis. Inhale, lift the chest up away from the ground. Exhale, draw your left shoulder blade down away from your ear and allow the neck and the shoulders to relax. Come back to that deep breathing. So we've been using inhale and exhale cueing in the class so far. If you're new and you're thinking, oh my God, I have to inhale when he says inhale, they are suggestions. So if I say inhale, lift your ribs, translate that as on your next inhale, lift the ribs. So just feel less stressed about it. If you're getting stressed in a yoga class, something ain't right. Now stage 2, stay leaning to the left. Exhale, reach your right hand to the right and down so it's lower than your shoulders, and then draw your shoulder blades down. Relax the left ear towards the left shoulder, and then either tuck your chin towards your chest to stretch the back of the neck, or angle the chin slightly upwards to stretch to the side of the throat. Those of you that have flagged up any shoulder chest related issues, so shoulder, chest, neck, angling the chin up is going to prove quite interesting. If you get tingling in your right arm, don't panic. Right, so there may be a bit of nerve feedback. During neck stretches, the tendency is that deep breathing disappears. If that's happened, bring it back. Now moving with your neck relaxed, inhale to reach with that right arm, use the left hand on the side of your head, and then lift your head up so you're not straining stretched neck muscles. Now, this is where we get to real talk. If you're sitting in this soles of the feet together and you're thinking, oh my God, how long do I need to stay like this? Then shift to cross-legged. You are not going to get any brownie points. There's not going to be any medals in the post for staying in a pose that is making you feel miserable. Take your right hand out to the right. Inhale, bring your left arm up, palm faces forwards. Exhale, wrap that left elbow forwards. You can physically look at it and see if the elbow is spinning. Flatten the right palm and then lean to the right. My back tweaky people, this is a really great pose to do with your back against the wall or even your low back against the edge of the couch or something. So if you can navigate that, that might be something to do either now or later. Inhale, lift your left low ribs up away from your pelvis. Exhale, relax your right ear towards your right shoulder. So if your arm and face are together, lean it towards that right side to create a sense of space. And just having a wee look at some of you, if your elbow is pointing to the ceiling, spin it so it is facing more forwards and then straighten the arm on that plane. So the wrap has come from the shoulder blade. It should feel tiring to be there. So I like to refer to it as it feels expensive. Like, ooh, expensive. He says wearing clothes that are about 9 years old, but that's fine. Right, now second arm position. Stay leaning to the right. Exhale, reach your left hand to the left and bring the hand down so it is lower than your left shoulder. Draw your shoulders and shoulder blades down and allow right ear to relax to the right. So if you're new to yoga, it can be really tempting to try and do the exact same thing on the second side. So perhaps on this side, you are angling the chin upwards